Guru Nation, welcome back. Thank you so much. Welcome to another shorty but goody. I need your help. Please, please, please subscribe, comment, like, share. If you don't know what to comment, put a robot emoji. It helps shatter the algorithm. Today's question, somebody from plain old fashioned email. How archaic is this? But this is good, guys. You can email me, Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. It's just old school with the email coming through. I came in late for your live. I have an interview coming up on how to review chart on adverse events. Can I have your number? I am eager to get a job for the position as a research clinical study assistant. So, okay, the way this is a actually this is a good question because it seems it's very important. First of all, if you're a, I don't care what your job is, CRA, CRC, assistant, finding adverse events that are not documented in the EDC or not entered in the EDC are extremely important, because what good is it if it's buried somewhere in the source, an adverse event, let's say nausea, but it doesn't make it to the EDC because a coordinator or whomever's entering the data doesn't see it because it's buried. It's buried, guys, under pages, lots of pages in these source. So this is what CRA's job is to do. This is also essentially what CRC's job is to do and what they're asking you for your position, which I'm assuming it's either a coordinator or at a CRO role. So either at a site or a CRO, it doesn't even matter. The principle's the same. You read through the source, especially the progress notes. Focus heavily on the clinician progress notes. Oftentimes, the patients will tell the clinicians their adverse events. And patients don't call it adverse events. Patients call it life. They talk to their clinician. They say, this morning I felt like really sick. I had nausea. I actually threw up. That's an adverse event. They're not, if they already told the clinician this, they're not going to tell the coordinator this when they see the coordinator, because they assume, rightfully so, that there's communication flow between the clinician and the coordinator. Now, those of us who work in the industry, we know that's easier said than done in a busy clinic. The communication flow is documented in the progress notes. Those clinicians that are documenting, patient stated they had nausea and threw up this morning, vomited this morning, those notes go to the coordinator along with a stack of other papers for that visit. And then the coordinator's got timelines, he's got to make sure that they're following the protocol, and they don't read it. And then when they enter the data, they don't look at that, the progress notes. They just look at that's something that we need to have for the study to prove that there's clinician oversight. And then the CRA comes to monitor, and the CRA is busy, and the CRA may say, okay, well, just in the EDC, what's the AEs? That's all that I'm going to look at. They don't look at the progress notes. Guys and gals, everything that's good and that's important is listed in the progress notes. That's where you should go first as a CRC or a CRA. You need the patient narrative for that week. So that's number one, how to look for adverse events. Number two, how to look for adverse events is in any patient-facing surveys. So patient-reported outcomes. Actually look at what the patients put. Don't just see that everything is circled and everything's entered properly in the EDC. Look at what the patients put. Did they complain of anything? They can complain of things in the surveys. Has it changed from the last time they were in? Oftentimes you see this with mood. The patient reported they're happy on one visit and then the next visit they're depressed. That's potentially adverse event. I wouldn't even say potentially. That's adverse event. If you caught that as a CRA, you would flag that. You would flag that and say, well, patient stated they feel depressed. Shouldn't this be an adverse event? That's two ways to look at it. The third way is to look at it in between the lines. So what I just described, you're actually reading it like verbatim. The next way is a little more complicated, but it's what you should be doing as well. And it may require a little bit of clinical knowledge, a little bit, or experience. This is why they want CRCs and CRAs with experience. Look very carefully at blood pressures. Look very carefully at weight changes, pulse changes. Look very carefully at lab results and ECG results. And remember, as a CRA or CRC, you are not a clinician. So your job is to find these things. And if you have questions about it, query it. That's your job. Let the site respond. Maybe the site missed it. Sites are busy. They miss adverse events all the time. CRAs miss adverse events all the time. I would love to see a study on the percentage, they'll never do this. I would love to see a study on the percentage of adverse events that go unreported in a clinical trial. I mean, it's got to be significant, like at least 15%, which are not making it to the investigator brochure of that drug or the package insert. Once it's approved, there's a package insert inside every drug that you get from the pharmacy. So that's how you do it. You read the lines with the clinician notes and the patient reported outcomes, and then you read between the lines lab results, ECG results, look for changes, weight changes, any other rating assessment scales. Look for changes at those things and query. When in doubt, query. I don't care if you're a CRC or a clinical research assistant. Ask somebody, should this be an adverse event? It's very important and it's part of our jobs, all of us in this industry. All right, so hopefully this helps. Hopefully you knock it out of the park with your interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Please, please, please comment. If you don't know what to put a robot emoji. Also, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? Put in the comments. Thank you.